How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pathway. We just finished up the Wrath of God. It's kind of sketching me out a little bit because I'm realizing that we're getting this increasing difficulty. This one was pretty dang easy. This one got increasingly difficult as we went through it. All of a sudden we're at this stage here, the third adventure, and like 3 out of 5 is starting to get a little worrisome, and it just keeps getting harder. So like, this might start to get a little sketchy. Like, there's a chance we actually take another death here along the way. Hopefully not. Night of the Black Pharaoh. Cairo, Egypt. The wild rumors circulating among local occultists over the past few weeks led you to one terrifying conclusion. The unholy cultists of Konesh Brotherhood plan to reawaken Turash Ra, the Black Pharaoh. You travel to the stone desert of Miro to stop them. We had Bellamy faint at the end of the last battle, so he's out of commission. We have a few more characters who I think we must be getting like decently close to unlocking, but where Brunhilde is one of the only ones we've actually unlocked recently. She starts with some pretty solid armor. She only has a knife and thread and needle. Brunhilde, Queen of the Valkyries, Icelandic fairground wrestler, robust melee, heavy armor, dismal reflexes, and bad aim. Wow, she actually can't use ranged weapons. May use brute event options. I don't think I really want to take her in. She can eventually learn how to use a shotgun. Even just at level 2. She can learn how to use a shotgun. So like maybe that's something I consider. I wonder if I take her along. Keep my fingers crossed that I pick up Natalya. She was so useful though, and she's already level 4. Like the characters I picked up along the way, they do get to keep their levels. That's kind of important as well. Now things like Piranha, Miguel, Omar, you guys are all stuck at level 1. This is an occultist adventure, so who here? He's bad against the undead. Is there? I wouldn't want to take you and Brunhilde because you would both be shotgun people. Is there anyone who has like a bonus against the undead that I have access to? No, that would be Viduti, and I don't have him yet. I really want to take Brunhilde, but I don't want to play things too risky, you know? I wonder if I were to take Natalya and Brunhilde and then just like see who we pick up along the way. I'm gonna try it. I hadn't even considered it to have like 2 quote-unquote healer characters, because she'll be able to take care of actual medkit style healing, where Brunhilde can take care of the armor stuff. I hadn't considered doing that at first, but now all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a try, because Natalya was dope. They both have huge armor boosts. The pistol's decently effective. It's a good pistol. It's not an insanely high amount of damage or anything, but it's decent enough. There's something to work with there. Oh, someone definitely needs like a light armor swap though. Baron's about the only one who can take advantage of it, so there you go, dude. This peacoat is just barely better than the jacket you have. Oh, I can sink a bunch of money to start off the adventure with improved fuel and ammo. That's kind of interesting. We'll see how quickly I regret this. I'm just gonna hopefully pick up another recruit along the way. Maybe this is like an experimental run. Maybe it goes terribly, doesn't work at all, and we do a different arrangement. We haven't lost in a while. Maybe we're due. Let's give it a shot.
You leave the hustle and noise of Cairo behind you. Before you stretch the lazy bends of the Nile, lifeline of ancient Egypt. The mighty river disappears into the eternal expanse of the Egyptian desert. It's very gorgeous. It's a very cool looking shot there. Ooh, a campaign that takes place at nighttime. On the banks of the Nile, a journey full of hardship awaits you.
but you are determined to thwart the insane machinations of the Brotherhood at any cost. The Black Pharaoh must never walk the earth again. It says it was 2 very large maps. Is that the end there? What's all this then? That is an insane amount of, like, backtracking and stuff you would have to do. Also, that really looks like something significant, but it's really hard to tell how we would have to lose quite a few steps to try and hit up that recruit. That's the only option, though. I think it would take at least 12 just to make it to that recruit. Hopefully we find enough provisions along the way. I'm going to make my way off with that being my intention, but we'll see how it comes along. What is this goofy little robot-looking totem? Somewhere in the desert, it's like a scene from a bizarre fever dream. The twisted bodies of the dead cultists form a vast circle in the desert sands. At the center, you see an ugly stone idol. As you approach the bodies, you can see that their heads have cracked like raw eggs. What on earth happened here? A vague feeling of panic grips you. Examine the idol, and we'll probably get zapped to death. You fight back your fear and step over the corpses to approach the idol. The statue leers at you through tiny, empty eyes. You hear a faint wailing, slowly swelling. Then you realize it's just the desert wind blowing past the grotesque statue, and you laugh nervously. Ha ha ha! Various objects are scattered around the idol in the desert. If I take the offerings, it'll probably piss off the idol, right? There's like sacrificial heads and bowls. Very valuable, as we've come to know. Knock over the idol, that seems terrible. I say take the offerings. Let's try it. It's the first step of all this. A battered faience bead necklace. Could have gone worse. Kind of a lucky first step. I figure we hit up the camp here, try and get something. The large detachment of soldiers in the ruins ahead of you did not think it necessary to set up any guards, as they clearly feel secure in their numerical advantage. I say withdrawal. Just, let's minimize the amount of fighting we have to do when there's only the 2 of us. In the shade of some palm trees, you find a small brackish water hole. This would be a good place to take a break. Crap. Not actually a trading place. Well, there's no reason not to take a break as far as I'm aware. I guess we're doing this strictly by night. What an unnecessary stop that was to make. Waste of fuel. You see a lot of tire tracks in the sand in front of the temple. You enter carefully with your weapons drawn. Your prudence pays off in a temple. You take a lone sentry by surprise, interrogate him. I'm going to do this usual tactic of searching around. I've done it twice already and it succeeded once. You find nothing of value. You leave the temple disappointed. I got lucky again. A Bowie knife and worn sock suspender. You got to keep those socks tight. You can't have them falling around your ankles. It would hurt your ability to fight your way through. Well, obviously I'm going to give you this insanely better knife, right? Minus 2% crit chance, better crit damage. I think it's worth it for an improvement of 10 in your min and max damage. Like, are you kidding me? That's like a no-brainer. You're a character who's entirely based around bashing into things for melee attacks. Anything I can do to improve your melee abilities is worth it. This is only the second time we've found weird glowing rocks, I think. You search a rocky landscape interspersed with rugged massifs. A vague smell of sulfur hangs in the air. You are considering whether to avoid the inhospitable area. You spot a steaming water hole surrounded by rocks. Turquoise crystals give the edge of the pool an unreal color. You cough as the swaths of acrid steam sting your throats. Do you want to take a short break or leave immediately? I'm so curious. Inspect the water? After a short inspection, you establish that the water is pleasantly warm but completely unpalatable. An initial foot bath leads to a refreshing group bath in the steaming mineral spring. Ooh, foxy. The warm water burns slightly at your wounds, but by the time you get dressed, you feel wonderfully invigorated. Health completely replenished. Good thing we fully replenished twice before actually doing anything. As you approach the ruins, you hear a loud shout. The soldiers ahead of you are as surprised as you are. Please be a minor-sized battle. this should be my bread and butter. Like, this should be what I've been training for, you know? I did the entire previous campaign, like, entirely with knives, with a character who is not built for that. You would think that as soon as I encounter a portion of the game where that is an admirable, like, desirable trait, is to fight everything and everything with your knives, that I would be extra stoked. My suspicion is that Brunhilde is meant to be more of a support character. Did not realize there was a sniper there. Small concerns, I would say. What are your abilities here? You can repair, you can hunker down. I was hoping you would have like some sort of berserker rage ability or something like that that I could utilize. Oh, nuts. Okay, it's alright. You're jacked up with like a ton of armor. That's a lot of things getting awful close. Oh. She has like melee damage bonuses or something, right? Because this may have been incredibly foolhardy. You're kidding me. That is such baloney. Well, obviously I'm gonna do something. I mean, someone had to do something there. That was like annoyingly cornered. Oh crap, I think you just have to take this out. That's not as good as I wanted it to be. You guys gotta be separated so that you can't get overwatched together like that again. That's too risky, I think. So I gotta keep you a little bit separated. I immediately think that this party composition was dumb. Like, exceedingly, incredibly dumb. And I don't expect to live through this campaign. Lesson learned. But ideally we just make it to that recruit stage. Aw, damn it all. Because if we can make it to the recruit stage, then maybe we can make something happen here. You gotta go for the bleed. That's gonna do it. That was a crit, I think. Oh man, you're in terrible shape right now. That was some pretty heavy damage laid against you. You only have 17 damage. It wouldn't do anything about your armor or anything like that, so I guess you just try and... Another critical. So that's good. But, you're crazy exposed. He's just gonna run around behind you and get the killing blow, I'm pretty sure. Or that. That's another way to get the killing blow. 4? You have to survive for 4 turns, and I have to somehow run around and kill 4 friggin' things? I might as well wait for him to run over my direction. The sniper is at least something I can get up close and personal with. Does it take 2 to do the bleed? Because, yeah, you just barely don't do enough damage. This was a terrible team composition. I was just intrigued about mixing it up a little. Thought I'd try something a bit different. I'm just gonna get so schooled here. I don't like that Natalya is gonna have to spend, like, the next thing in recovery now. I've totally cooked her. And so she's gonna have to... That was my single greatest mistake, I think. Crap. This is not gonna go well. Stay alive a little bit here, but... Yeah, they're just hunkering down. They're just waiting. Waiting it out. Sweet. Pretty good strategy, actually. Yeah, so now, even if I do a smarter, more logical team equivalent, she won't be there. Although I think the Baron was down for the count, and I still picked him up as a recruit. So there is a hope. Oh, come on. That's such garbage. I can't even move or do anything when you do that. Although, really, I don't even want this mission to succeed in its current, like, iteration. It's a stupid, terrible strategy. You fool. But I at least don't want to lose this battle, or I don't want to lose it so insanely. You should have just done that more often. Get more criticals. The Bowie knife is cool. At least Brunhilde has a Bowie knife now. I was lucky enough to find that in like the 2 turns of this that I actually properly got to execute. So I'm gonna win this battle, which is hilarious, but like, does it matter? I don't have it in me to just quit, I don't think. It was very stupid of me. And now I have to try and make it to that recruit with nothing but a melee character. Which is the stupidest thing of all time. But I'm going to attempt it. Like, why wouldn't I, right? You sit down in the sand exhausted. Profound despair rises slowly from deep within you. Could this be the end of your journey? A fleeting movement at the edge of your vision shakes it. Snow White Wolfhound. See, I don't think this happens every time. I think it's a random event, and I just keep getting lucky with it. Is this Donut again? Do I actually specifically get Donut every time, or is that name randomized? Right, okay, it devours the donut with ravenous hunger. Yeah, okay. We're back to 2 at least. Realistically, you're taking up the spot that I would like to reserve for a potential recruit. That I would, you know, hope to pick up at some point along the way. Restore 100 armor. Yeah, I'll take that. And I'm immediately going to use it as well. This is... whatever, I'm going to push it. We're just dicking around in this episode, essentially. We'll see what we can do. As you stretch your legs during a short break, you literally stumble across a shaft hidden in the jumble of rocks. You descend on ropes and discover a hidden burial chamber. A sealed sarcophagus rests in the midst, untouched for millennia. What secrets might it hold? I honestly wonder if she would be the best against the undead, because they probably have low enough health that she can just, like, chop her way through. Petroleum. That's enough to get us to the recruit, I think. We just have to hope we find fuel in between that as well. The cultists ahead of you move clumsily as if hanging on invisible threads, controlled by a mysterious power. You have no trouble sneaking up on their camp unseen. Nope. It seems like it would be wise to try and gather more resources, but a lone hut that just looks in complete disarray. You find a wind-blown hut among a few ancient, barely recognizable graves. As you approach, you feel the hair on your hackles rising. Large puddles of blood have congealed in the sand around the hut, turning it a reddish brown. You see bones and skull fragments, as well as scraps of cloth that might have come from German uniforms. I say investigate it top to bottom. A rotten wooden door squeaks on its hinges, probably just from a gust of wind, but to your ears it sounds like a warning. A warning to make sure you don't half-ass your search. You enter and search the hut. Under some faded rags you find a small bundle. You wonder who must have hidden it here. And within we get more fuel, worth the risk. And it's better than it could have been. As you prepare to leave, you hear a strange groaning. Oh, shuffling steps approach slowly from every direction. You quickly step outside the hut where a nightmarish scene greets you. This is not good, Donut. How many of these things can I one-shot? And can I do so without getting so insanely overrun that I can, like, potentially remotely stand a chance? A couple spore bearers. See, they have relatively low health. Oh, there they are, all hanging out around the side there. Well, it literally doesn't matter where I place you guys, because I'm sprinting you in immediately. I'm going to approach relatively cautiously here. Oh, crap. If only you had slightly more range. Donut, buddy, old pal, how do you feel about getting in there and doing some sweet heroics? We're a full-on melee team. That's going to do it. That guy's down. Good job, Donut. That was a hell of an attack. Did you get stronger since last time I had you? Oh, shit. What was that? An infected. I forgot they blew up. Well, that doesn't really work when all I have is melee characters. I, like, need him to approach me, and then I need to... So I can squeeze... It hit you all the way over there? Jesus. Oh, and you got hit with spores and shit. What is even going on? We're just in such terrible shape. I can't deal with an infected. I'm held in place. Oh, well, this is how this ends, I would say. Good show, old pup. It was a valiant effort you put forward, but we're both just cooked here. Going in melee against the undead. Not the best strategy. Not really a peak strategy. Hey, there was a recent update to the game, which I don't think I toggled on, that makes it so that dogs, like, just leave, like, run out of the battle or whatever when they are finished off. They don't actually get killed in the game, which was kind of like a funny little addition, but I'm sure very appreciated by many people who play the game, you know? Because that's not cool. You don't want to repeatedly lose your awesome dog friends. Hey, that explosion ignored my armor, I think. I think it hit, like, my main health first. Oh, he's, like, putting distance between us. So I can't even do my strategy of attack him and then run away. You're making this awful difficult on me. I was going to attack him and bleed him and run away. I guess I just ensured that that's not going to happen either. Brunhilde, you're rock solid. If we can possibly get you to survive this to earn yourself like a level 2, I think that'd be something special. That'd be more than anyone would have expected out of this stupid plan. One left. It's you against this one lone infected. And I hope that if you kill him, when you land that killing blow, oh, you better not take a step back from me here, dude. I have a plan. I have a plan, and it definitely requires him to not move. Damn you! I guess that's a thing. I guess he prioritizes the range attacks, which basically means you get bravery for dodging, which is good. I'm pretty well boned. Unless the death is calculated first and the explosion second, like, and somewhere between that it ends, but my guess is it's going to resolve it. And I just hope it's not enough damage to wipe you out. See, it did still do it. It did still squeeze it in, but holy shit, we're still alive. What is even going on? How is any of this still working? Are you level 2 yet? Having that knife is cool, but getting a level out of it would just be fantastic. That would be the biggest possible win here. 48? You're kidding me. And you have... Oh, you're rested. Donut, old girl, come on. We need to get going. Donut doesn't move. The animal lies on its side panting. Oh, not this again. An old ship's biscuit. You look up again and it's too late. I didn't want to read that all again. I've suffered through that before and it's awful. Oh! But I lived! As soon as you're down to totally by yourself, it just ends? That's something I wasn't expecting, honestly. Well then. That was dumb, wasn't it? Okay, I have an idea of something that I kind of want to mess around with. I don't know if there's rewards for changing the difficulty at all. It doesn't really a more casual experience. I thought it was saying you would earn more experience. This has been a short episode. That went so poorly that at the very least, let's pick what our team is going to be for the next attempt here. Oh, that's good. Brunhilde is still considered to have, like, lived that at the very least. I'm going to set up what the next team is going to be. And I think I'm going to go Miguel. He's also sitting at level 1. He's a grenade expert, which seems cool. There's still Nazis to be fought, even though the occultists are probably going to be the larger threat here. But I don't really have an undead specialist, so I can't worry about that either. And I'm sending Piranha back in. He's had a nice breather. And Natalya, I hope so much. Oh, you can heal immediately. Oh, that's almost worth it. No, I'm going to go with this team, and I'm just going to hope we recruit her on the adventure. I don't know, maybe it's foolish. But yeah, these are the guys I'm taking with me. I just want to experiment, you know, even though that team up was so good and I ended up with like such a strong collective team, it would feel repetitive to do the same thing every time. Let's learn new strategies and things like that. So these are the guys who I'm going to try and pick up for the next time. Let's also, since shorter episode, let's take a quick peek at what we're lacking to unlock more characters. Kill 100 Nazis. Do you know what? I bet this is the more effective way to investigate this. Revive 20 characters. Like, you would basically have to let characters drop all over the place. And I don't really like the gamble that is set there. 21 away from having Lenora. Oh, 42 away from having Viduti, which seems like he would be nice to have. Annabelle, kill 25 enemies with double shot to unlock Annabelle. I've only used it effectively like once. Or is that the one that Natalya uses? I've done it a couple times, but I've only killed enemies with it once or twice. Obviously twice, but like, if I thought it would have been more. Rose, finish any adventure with women only to unlock Rose. Oh, so maybe that's not that the entire stretch had to have been, but it has to end with just the women? I kind of accidentally set myself up for that, even though I failed miserably. Shawnee, kill 100 enemies with knives. Oh, we got to get Jackson back on board then. Georgette, kill 10 enemies with an ambush to unlock her. I've only done that twice, seriously? Evade 75 attacks to unlock Le Fantôme. Le Fantôme. For a lot of these, it seems like you really specifically would have to set yourself up for it, right? Like, that's too risky. And like, I don't know, you would have to play so many campaigns to have this actually properly happen. Seems like you would have to do quite a few throwaways, you know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that things are going to go poorly or whatever for like the gamble of maybe getting some revives. Like, maybe just go to adventure 1 repeatedly and let a character faint. But no, that's not good, because you would probably never pick up a recruit. You would always just, yeah, I don't know. Some of these are very damn difficult to unlock. Well, stupid episode, but I hope you guys appreciate what I was trying to do with it, and I still had a good time. Next time, this will be who we're going with, and we'll hit the ground running. We'll just immediately jump straight into the adventure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.